Every single time this thing drops, you need to look at it. Look for something very specific. Look for it at the gunsmith. This is a world drop. It's going to be dropping randomly. You have no control. This thing's going to be glued to me, and this is mainly a PvE video. I am going to talk about PvP at the end. And I haven't heard anyone talking about this. If they have, cool. I'm still going to, because this is a must-have type of deal. I will say that a friend of mine, Bontis, talked about half of it in one of his videos the other day. I'm going to talk about the other half, which, by the way, give him a sub. He's close to 100,000. Go check him out. And also, Ascendant Nomad's close there too. Both links are down in the description. Give him a follow. Give him a sub. But Battle Scar, another one coming back. 450 RPM lightweight, kinetic. But this time, it has a perk combination that's so strange, so good, you need to get your hands on it. And there's another one that can do this. You're going to want to get that one too. More on that later. It's this combination right here. The Chase. Shoot to loot, kinetic trimmers. And kinetic trimmers, new perk, powerful perk, do sustained damage to a target. With the pulse rifle, it's 4 bursts, so 12 total bullets. It's going to send out 3 shockwaves of kinetic damage, which is actually really big damage for the waves. I've noticed you can actually go in between targets, maybe land 3 bursts on one enemy, go to the next, and then the next burst will be tremors. Easy damage, great damage. While it's doing the kinetic tremors, you can reload, you can switch to another weapon, you can do a whole bunch of stuff with it. As far as this one, pulses are anti-barrier, and pulses come to the artifact all the time. We happen to be anti-barrier right now with pulses, and the kinetic tremors absolutely shred them. Destroy it. Pulses being in the artifact mod for champions with this combo is too good, but the complete experience is with shoot to loot. Perk's always been good. The moment that you shoot a brick, it will reload all of your equipped weapons. So when you look in this column, clear best combination. It's what you need to get, because we have keep away, shoot to loot, perfect float, shot swap, encore, perpetual motion. The kinetic trimmers have waves. Now these waves proc shoot to loot. It works so good, and it happens all the time. Like, you could down a target with the first kinetic trimmer wave. When the second wave comes out, it will scoop up the brick. But even better, what I've been doing, you put on heavy ammo finder and pair it with a lead from gold weapon. And I have various ones in the gameplay, like lead from gold volt shot on prodigal return, lead from gold reservoir burst on the queen fusion, lead from gold unrelenting, lead from gold destabilizing on the new rapid fire shotgun. Because lead from gold procs on those heavy ammo bricks that the trimmer waves pick up. And as a kinetic primary, a lot of its chip damage, sure, we've had things like Dragonfly, and there's Rampage and Kill Clip. There's different ways to go, but this, like a perfect scenario, is a Lost Sector. Underpowered, because you chip with the pulse, a primary kinetic, and most of the time, let's be real, most of your work comes from a machine gun, or volt shot, incandescent, or the energy weapon, and the heavy. But since you're under-leveled, it takes about 4 or 5 bursts to down a red bar. That means you're always going to proc kinetic tremors. It's going to destroy the area and stun. That's another big thing about kinetic tremors. It kind of stuns everything in place. You do it from a distance, and you're constantly, I mean constantly, being fed ammo. Special bricks, heavy bricks, if you have on lead from gold, that heavy brick will proc both of them. And you think about all the scenarios that we've had, like heavy ammo and the planet encounter on contest. I wish I had this. Like, you would focus the yellow bar, trimmer the area, pick up all those bricks. And of course, you can shoot them traditionally. We've had something similar like Dragonfly shoot to loot. Not like this. This is leaps better. And the only other weapon to have this combination right now is Hung Jury. And you can get it Adept. Primary weapons like this, it's such a great tool. They do a great job of what you need it to do. A big asset. And like Hung Jury, get the Adept mods. It's got stunning recovery. Scouts, always in the artifact, so you can kinetic trimmer a champion, stun them, get recovery, get ammo back, grab bricks that are just lying around because of shoot to loot. It is sick. Like I said, this thing is going to be glued to me. It's why I love covering the world weapons, because each one has had something special. We saw it with Ogma, Lodbroke. This one has a great combination, a unique one, and the removal of match game makes this role even more of a monster in my eyes. The trimmer damage reminds me of like what Quicksilver Storm does with its rockets hitting those shields, but a lot better. And again, the overall perk pool, I can't see any other way you would want this thing. Of course, things will work like osmosis. And because we know kinetic trimmers can proc the third column perk, in the future, look out for pugilist, demolitionist, things like that. And on this one, the only thing that would work would be shot swap. That will gain stacks as the trimmers get kills. But on a primary, not so much. Shoot to loot's where it's at. Ideally, heavy ammo finder, lead from gold. You don't have to, but it works so good. If not, obviously, the typical volt shot, Ikelos, incandescent, whatever it is. You surge up the power weapon, place mods wherever you want. Really, really good. If you get this combination, you have to try it. You're gonna see. You get ammo back all the time. Proc so much. All you do is play and focus down enemies. And for the second half here, this is a PvE weapon. That is the chase to go for. I do want to talk about PvP though. Stats matter a little bit more. PvE wise, you just need the combination. Sure, appended or similar would be ideal. Get the range up a little bit more. But if you have the combination, who cares? Crucible, range, stability, handling, recoil direction, all those matter. And 450's got a small buff not too long ago. They're doing a tad bit better, and they shine on the heavy hitters of this class. It's direct competition. It has 10 less range than most of the lightweights. This thing has very low range, but it has 5 to 6 more stability. We have Ogma, Stay Frosty, Chattering Bone, and Chattering Bone is a direct kinetic comparison. All of those are better in my eyes. Like Battlescar falls way down on the bottom of the list. It's got the base 17 zoom, same scope as Scathe. It does have great perk combinations. That's what kind of sucks. And a lot of this gameplay, I'm rocking Perfect Float Headseeker, but in some games, like right here, Perpetual Motion, Multi-Kill Clip, Kinetic Trimmers, it takes too much to proc in PvP, so that's out. High Impact Reserves, not really good on this archetype. So it's going to come down to Headseeker or Multi-Kill Clip in that 4th column. MKC brings the crit to 31, and that's a true rounded back 31. It's actually dealing 31. And the lightweights really need a specific thing to get a clean burst to kill. Like High Impacts, pure, clean 2 burst. 390s with the right damage perks, same deal, a clean, pure 2 burst. The 450s, TTK is a 0.87, that's 7 crit, 1 body. They shoot 3 in a burst. So the TTK is going to lie somewhere from a bullet within the 3rd burst. And in the base TTK's case, it's the 2nd bullet of the 3 that come out. So with MKC, you're doing 31, it's going to be the 7th bullet. So the 1st bullet of the 3rd burst. And no, I didn't forget, the one that can cleanly do it is the BXR, the top dog of the lightweights. As far as legendaries go, it has kill clip, that can 2 burst. MKC was okay, decent, but others do it better. Then there's Headseeker. I enjoyed that a lot more. And just like with all the Headseeker pulses, since the damage stays, you can go body crit crit, and the next full burst will be Headseeker damage, and the next 2 crits from the 3rd burst will be Headseeker damage. And that's always been amazing. And with Headseeker, you're just landing a more consistent, more forgiving TTK. And in the end, guys, we have Autumn Wind in this slot. Disparity. It's craftable. Peace of Mind. It's craftable, which I don't really know why I don't see Disparity too much anymore. I think it's a beast. But Messenger, Legal Action, no time to explain. There are better PvP options. It isn't really quite set up for the Crucible. And if it had kill clip, sure. Your main combinations are going to be like Encore or Perpetual Motion with Headseeker, or Encore Perpetual Motion with Multi-Kill Clip, but it's still kind of falling way short. Once you get out there with it, you're going to notice its range. And in the end, I've noticed just other pulses thrive where this thing is just barely getting by. Don't take my word for it. Take it for a spin in the Crucible. I think you'll see everything that I just went over. PvE though, that is where it's at. That's why you want to get it. I would say that the Neptune chest farm is probably going to be the best for a world drop. There's tons of videos on YouTube about that. Otherwise, it's just watch and wait. Shoot to loot, kinetic trimmers, that's the combo. If you're new here, remember to hit the subscribe button. And if you are subscribed, thank you so much for your support. Let's talk about Battlescar down below, the unique thing that it brings. And if you do have this combination, tell others about it down below. Also, that's my #1 chase for Hung Jury. I hope you get that one too. Thank you for watching, and until the next one, I am CoolGuy.